Alex Bean with KSI Press and Jacinta Austin, who returns to action this Saturday, Eternal MMA 68. Jacinta, how are you?
Hey, I'm good, thanks. Good to be back. Good to be
Yes,
chatting
yes,
again.
yes. I'm happy to be talking with you again.
Oh,
You're 3 days out. How are you feeling?
Um, good. I feel pretty calm. It's been a bit sus how calm I've been feeling, but at the same time I'm just kind of keen to get it done now.
Awesome, awesome. Before we talk about your fight, I do have a very important question. Where did the Juggernaut come from?
Like the person or the name?
The name.
The the name came from actually a young boy I used to train with. He must have been about 12 at the time. And we were sitting around after I think in the fight number 6, we were sitting around and they're like, "Oh, it's about time you had a fight name." And we were trying to just think of different stuff that started with J, and he said Juggernaut. And then when I googled the meaning of Juggernaut on Google, like the first thing that comes up, it says powerful and forward moving, overwhelming force. So I was like, it's kind of perfect. It's kind of how I fight, so it stuck.
I mean, it's a perfect fucking nickname. So,
Yeah, yeah. So it stuck good. It stuck good. He did well. He was 12 years old.
awesome, awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. So I've talked to you since your rematch against Lee Smith.
yeah.
How did that feel to get your revenge?
So good. Like I feel like I got so much closure from that fight. I got a little bit irritated that I didn't finish the fight. Because I felt like there was multiple opportunities to do so. Um, but I still got the win, and I got to show off a little bit more of my clench and grapple. So I'll take it and learn and move on.
Awesome. And
Mm.
also, you fought in K-1.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, how was that? That's so awesome.
yeah, that was mad. That was something I'd wanted since like the uh, first, um, first time I decided I wanted to do this professionally. That was the first show that was kind of like on my bucket list. So, thinking that I lost that opportunity and then it coming back was pretty cool.
How did it all come together?
So I was looking for an MMA fight, as I always am, and there was a manager that took me over to Japan 3 years ago. And I did a K-1 training camp there with a Japanese girl who was preparing to fight for the world title. Her name's Kana. So I went over there to be a sparring partner with her. And one of the conditions was that if I performed well and I could get my weight down to the right weight class, that I would be invited back to fight. So I made sure like I did as good as I could while I was over there, and I never really got the offer to come back, especially with COVID interrupting everything, and me transitioning to MMA. I never got the offer to come back. So when he contacted me out of the blue and said, "Can you be ready in 8 weeks? They want someone at 53 kilos." I didn't really think twice about it.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And then you gave your opponent her first loss. How do you feel
Yeah.
about the fight? How do you feel about the performance? It's all that.
Um, I'm pretty happy with some parts of it. I'm unhappy with other parts. I'm happy that the theme of the camp was learning how to sit on my power shots and land a bit cleaner. And it was the first time I'd been able to knock someone down with a punch. So the 7 weeks of just drilling, just sitting through that right hand paid off. So I was happy with that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I guess is that door still open? If you're, I mean, like if you're having a hard time finding a fight, are you down just to go back to K-1 and kickbox?
Yeah, same as it's been like kind of this whole time. If I'm sitting around waiting, I prefer to be working towards something. So if it takes a while for me to get another MMA fight, which I don't think it will after this, but if I ever have like little stalemates, then yeah, I loved it, and I've already been invited back to Japan, so the offer's there. We'll just see what happens.
How was it being in Japan?
It was really cool. I loved it the first time I went, but obviously it was so much better being like fighting this time. Everyone there, like everyone there's a K-1 fan. Like it's like the Japanese version of football to Australians. Like people just they love it. They soak it up. Yeah. So that was really cool. It was really welcoming. I was a little intimidated going into the fight, knowing I was against like the favorite, because I thought that would kind of mean that even if I edged a decision, that I wouldn't get the decision. It would go either draw or loss. Um, so I'm happy that I started like strong, got that 10-8 round, and yeah, kind of really put an exclamation mark on the decision.
Who's your favorite all-time favorite K1 athlete?
All time.
All time.
You know, the reason I'm gonna okay, I maybe wouldn't have answered this way before, but I'm gonna say Masada now because he gave me a little shout out in his review of the fight night. Um, he reviewed our fight and he was he's had a lot of nice things to say about me, so he automatically jumps to the top.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm stoked for you. All right. So
Thank you.
Eternal 68, fighting Irene Crowley. How do you like the matchup?
I think it's a great matchup. I think to like an everyday viewer, it's striker versus striker, but I think she's gonna come into the fight with a game plan to strike with me. I'm happy to go either way, and I know which way I'm gonna go on the night. But I'm also really excited because I haven't fought MMA against someone with like nice kickboxing, like nice sharp technical stand up. They've all been a bit like brawly and unusual to say the least. So I'm pretty excited for this to be like a nice, clean, technical fight.
That's awesome. In your post, you had said that it's time to show everyone who really has the best mixed arts, who has the best mixed martial arts team in the world. What do you mean by that?
Well, I just think that like the team that I have at the moment is like it's like like a hidden gem. Like the world doesn't know about it yet, but if you were to sitting in on our training sessions and listen to the strategies that come out of my team and listen to the way we structure the whole camp, um, it's just it's up there with everyone else, and I wanna be the one to show everyone that you don't have to go to these like big famous teams that already have names. Like that's I want to show like everyone how much knowledge I have in my corner, how much experience, and yeah, I guess I just want to put our team on the map a little bit.
That's awesome. She is coming off a 2-year layoff. How do you train for someone like that? Like, do you go back and watch tape? Do you kind of like what's your process?
Well, I don't think I'm a good fight for someone who's had a 2-year layoff, really. I don't think it's a good comeback fight. I think she's going to be completely different to what I've seen before. I've only seen a few fights, the ones that are on like one championship, and she's switched teams since then. So she's going to be completely different to what I've seen before. So I'm not really basing much. We're not basing much off those old videos.
Gotcha, gotcha. Well, at the end of the day, Saturday, how do you get your hand raised?
No more decisions. This one's gonna be an early stoppage.
Can't wait. I can't wait. So I mean, you've been active this year. You're gonna be it's gonna be your third fight, second MMA fight. Do you want to get one more in? What's your kind of plan?
Yep. So after this one, straight from Perth, I'm going to the UK for about a month, just to take a little bit of time away. I've been in fight camp all year, and I've just done 16 weeks straight. So I need like a few weeks to just calm down a bit. And then yes, I want one more before the end of the year.
Doing
I
anything
want to do.
fun?
Sorry.
Are you doing anything fun in the UK?
Well, my fiance is living over there, so
Okay.
we should be able to find some fun stuff to do. We're gonna head to Italy for a bit, His family's there, and I have plans to head to Amsterdam and train a little bit at Mike's gym. So I never stop training, but this is going to be yeah, a bit more of a vacation than a training trip.
Awesome, awesome. And then finally, with a win, it's going to put you at 4-0, looking dominant in all your wins. I mean, do you feel like, maybe get one more in Eternal, and then do you want to make the jump to a major promotion next?
Yeah, I do. I want to finish this contract with Eternal. They've taken good care of me, and I think they're gonna, if I do well on Saturday, their help in promotion is going to go a long way. But yeah, after I get this 5th one done, that's it for me in Australia. There's not really anyone I can fight here anymore anyway.
Love to see it. Love to see it. Awesome. Jacinta, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. If you want to plug your social media, plug any sponsors you might have, you want to thank anybody, the floor is yours.
Okay. So just give me a follow. My Instagram is Jacinta_Jade with 2 E's. That's where I post all my updates and fight stuff. And I just probably give a shout out to the teams that I've worked with for this camp. It's been the best camp that I've had. I've had access to the highest level of training. So Kariote MMA, the Wrestling Foundation, Legacy Jiu-Jitsu, Grange High Performance, and Ethos Performance. Many hands make light work.